Hello, my dear friends. This is a video for all the foreigners who want to come to India and who want to know the real India. Okay, not just the stereotypes. India has a lot of stereotypes that it is dirty, it is people smell here. There are a lot of stereotypes, but here I am to tell you whether they are real or not, and what is the real India, and what you can experience in India, what you can expect in India, and is India safe for you or not? Is India safe for women or not? And what are the safety precautions that you have to take? And we're going to discuss a lot about these things. So let me share my PPT with you, and we will start with this slideshow. All right. So the real India, a guide to foreigners who want to visit India. So this is basically a guide to foreigners who want to visit India. So before you are thinking of coming to India, just please take a look at this video. It will be really helpful for you on the ground because I have traveled India. I'm an Indian. I'm from South India. I have traveled India in the north, in the south, in the east, and I have stayed in India. I have stayed in the North India. I have stayed in the South India. I stayed in the East India for a long time, and I have personally experienced a lot of things. And I had a lot of foreigner friends because I usually travel to these touristy places where I can make a lot of foreigner friends. And I have seen them face a lot of problems. So that is why I decided that I need to create a video to make sure that no one else suffers the same problems that my friends did. All right. So this is the map of India. So before you are coming to India, know that India is a huge country, and in India there are a lot of states, and it takes a long time to travel from one place to another if you're going by road or train. But there are domestic flights in India from one city to another, which usually takes you 1 or 2 hours to travel from one corner to another corner of India. And there are a lot of domestic flights, so you can take a flight to basically anywhere in India. A lot of airports are there, and you can book if you can afford it. You can book it. Usually, most Indians can't afford to fly, but if you can afford, you can travel by air anywhere in India. Okay, and India has a lot of states, and it is a subcontinent. So basically, it is like EU, where each and every state acts like its own nation. It has its own culture, it has its own language, it has its own tradition, it has its own way of dressing, it has its own food. So each and every state is different. And when you enter from one state to another state, there is a cultural shock that you will experience, other than the cultural shock that you're already experiencing from India, from entering India. And India also India also has so many races in India. There are so many races in India. So when you go to the northeast of India, you will find people who are of Asian descent, and when you go to the Kashmir and when you go to the northern parts of India, you will find people of Aryan descent, not the Nazi Aryan, but the Central European descent. And when you see the South India, you will see people of Dravidian descent, people who look like me, and people are of various colors. Sometimes you might mistake an Indian lady for a brunette, and sometimes you might mistake an Indian person for a Middle Eastern person, or sometimes you mistake an Indian person for a Japanese person. So there are a lot of races in India, and there are a lot of creeds in India, and there are a lot of religions in India. It is a lot to take in. It is a lot to take in. There are a lot of types of food in India, and there are a lot of spices in India, and it is a lot to take in. So let us get into it. So, what are the stereotypes that are usually told about India? So, there are usually two stereotypes. You either hear your friend saying, "Oh, I went to India and I learned yoga. India has such a deep knowledge, and I learned so much from India. It was an eye opener for me, you know." Or you will either hear this that India is so dirty. India is so dirty, man. It's so smelly. Everybody smells. There are so many dogs, and the streets are filled with garbage, and these are stereotypes against India. There are a bit racist, but they are also a bit true. Not a bit true, they are completely true. They are completely true. But India is not just these two. India is not just these two stereotypes. India is way more complicated. India is way more complex. And India is way more real and raw. And India is way more than just about unclean and unhygienic people and streets and or spirituality. India is way more beyond that. So when it comes to India for foreigners, there can be four Indias or three Indias. So the first India is the tourist India. It is a curated showcase. So basically, the tourist India is where you will find everything that is useful for foreigners. You will find your money exchange. You will find travel influencers, you will find your brochures, you will find travel agents, you will find taxis, you will find people who are trying to help you in each and every way. So mainly places like Taj Mahal, Jaipur, Kerala backwaters are places that are touristy India. So they sort of hide the real India and make India customized to the Western culture so that you are more comfortable there. But Varanasi Ghats is not one of them. Varanasi Ghats is way more real and way more raw. So tourist India is where foreigners are expected, catered to, and often protected. It is colorful, it is beautiful, but it is filtered like a museum display. Right now, tourist India is very commercial because after the COVID lockdown, Indian people have started traveling because I think there is a cultural realization that Indians should travel more instead of saving money. So people have actually, and the current generation has actually started spending money on travel. So now all the tourist places that once used to be mainly foreigners and domestic Indian tourists who were spiritual or domestic Indian full-time tourists now are filled with people who are just coming there for a weekend, who are just coming there to get away from their job. For example, when you see places in North India, any place that is a night's travel distance from Delhi is covered with Delhi people on the weekends, and they sort of ruin the vibe there. For example, Rishikesh, Dharamshala, Amritsar, all these places, Delhi people just come over there and they sort of ruin the vibe over there. They all they do is just want to party and they want to enjoy, and that is not their fault. That is the kind of tourist that they want to be. But there are also real tourists, Indian tourists who are spiritual, who want to learn, who want to grow, and who want to meet a lot of people from all over the world and learn different cultures. So you will meet two kinds of Indian tourists when you're traveling in India. Earlier, it was only one kind of Indian tourist, but now it is two kinds of Indian tourists. Okay, so you will find safety, hospitality, crowd control, but also there are a lot of tourist traps now. Not now. Earlier, they used to trap only foreigner people, but now they're trapping Indian people also. For example, I went to Delhi and I was trapped by a taxi guy to book a hotel which was overly priced. The taxi was overly priced. I made the mistake of not booking everything online, and I will never make that mistake again. So you also book everything online, okay? And staged culture. It is a staged culture. Especially when you come to Kochi, you can see a lot of staged culture where they perform Kathakali for you every day. And it is sort of staged because the Kathakali performance will take around 12 hours, full 12 hours, and they condense it to half an hour in Kochi and other places. So it is a showcase, but you will get a little glimpse of Indian culture commercialized. You have to pay for it. It is a commercialized, but if you are running low on time and if you just want to cover India, then touristy places are the places for you to go. But if you want to really experience India, then there are other places to go. Okay, so the urban India. What is the urban India? The fast moving contradiction. So this is the India of metros like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, and Hyderabad. And out of these cities, I would not choose Bangalore because Bangalore has really bad transport these days. So it might take another 10 years for Bangalore to get really good transport. But other than Bangalore, all other cities, especially Delhi, has really good transport system with its metro connectivity. And Kolkata also is a really good city with a good metro connectivity. And it's where iPhones meet incense sticks and designer malls stand next to slums. Like mm, some of the huge malls, some of the biggest malls in the world are in India right now. And these malls are right beside the slums because that is the reality. That is the reality. And that is the reality you will have to take in. Okay, in cities, you will have spaces like cafes, offices, expat zones, but also you will be overwhelmed by traffic, noise, and class divide. So whenever we say India, many people immediately think of a lot of traffic, people honking continuously, a lot of noise. and a lot of class divide, because you can clearly see the divide between the rich, middle class, and the poor. So the rich are driving in their Audis and their Benz cars, while the middle class are going through the local trains and the metro trains, and the poor are working on the footpaths trying to sell items to the middle class people. You can see that very clearly in the metro cities. So urban India is not trying to impress you, it is busy surviving. Yet here you meet young Indians, activists, artists, coders, cynics, and dreamers. All right. So urban India is where everything works online. You can get groceries. India has a really good gig economy, even though it is not fair to the workers. It has a really good gig economy. So you will get your, if you order anything, you can order anything, literally anything online, and it will reach you within 10 minutes, right? If you're in urban India, it will reach you within 10 minutes, either it's groceries or food or electronics. You can even order an iPhone and you can get it in 10 minutes, and you can even order automotives and you can get it in 10 minutes. So there is a lot of online thing going on in urban India. All the payments are online, all the hotel bookings are online, all the taxi bookings are online, all the auto bookings, tuk-tuk bookings are also online. So in urban India, it is very safe because of the online thing, because everything is online and police are also connected online. All you have to, if you're in trouble, all you have to do is make a tweet to the police, and they will reach out to you, right? And even in trains nowadays, everything is online. If the train is not clean, you can just send a WhatsApp message to a particular number that they have mentioned in the train, and immediately they will come and clean the train. And if there is no tissue in the bathroom, you can complain about that. And there is a lot of improvement in India than 10 years ago. Right now, India has a lot of improvement because of technology. Okay. And there is the rural India. Rural India is a real India because 70% of India's population live in rural India. So this is the place where most foreigners never see. Okay, these are small villages, tribal areas, farmlands, and temple towns where time moves very slowly. People wake up late and they start work late, and they are relaxed. The work pace is relaxed, and there is not much traffic, there is not much noise, there is not much sound pollution, there is not much pollution. The roads are good in South India, the roads are okay in North India, and there is less English, fewer amenities, but more trust, more simplicity, and more honesty. This India can be your profound experience if you come with humility and not entitlement. Okay, so in rural Indias, you can expect people to be very, very friendly. They are very curious. For example, I know a black person who came to one of the rural coastal villages of India, and a child casually compared his skin tone to the black person's skin tone, and he was like, "Oh, yours is darker, mine is not darker. How is that? Why is that?" So it is just out of curiosity. People will just ask you questions without any intention to harm. They're not being racist exactly, or maybe they're being racist, but they don't know that they're being racist. And they compare your skin tone, they ask you about your personal life, they ask you about your career, how you earn money, and all. They'll be very nosy, but also they'll be very welcoming. They will offer you free meals, they can offer you free stay, and they will give you free tours to the entire village, and they will help you with the transport, they will give you lifts, they will help you in booking tickets and all. So the rural India is where you will find a lot of hospitality, and also a lot of not that much of comfort. For example, one of the main comforts that you lack when you come here is lack of tissue paper. In rural India, you will never find toilet paper, and you will have to get used to the Indian water butt cleaning. That is better. Cleaning your butt with your water, with water is way better. You just have to wash your hands with soap after you're done. Okay. And toilets, we have two kinds of toilets in India: Western toilets and Indian toilets. So Indian toilets are the ones where you have to squat on, whereas Western toilets are the ones that you find in the rest of the world where you can sit on. And these squat on toilets are a little bit difficult if you have some problems in your legs, but otherwise you are going to be fine with it. And they are more easier for the movement of the bowel, right? So these are the things that usually cause problems, and you should be careful about these things. Okay. And always carry a lot of tissue paper, a lot of toilet paper with you. because you will not find any toilet paper in rural India. In urban India, you will find a lot of toilet paper. That is not an issue. You can just order it online. Toilet paper, you can just order it online. Urban Indians are also starting to use toilet paper nowadays. And we also use bidets. Bidets is it's like a gun, water gun, which we use to clean our bums after we are done with the business. So that is very fun experience. You'll get a really fun experience using the bidets, water cleaning up your bum, and it's a nice experience. You will enjoy it. Okay, next, the spiritual India. So spiritual India is where you will see this ancient knowledge and yoga, but there is a lot of ancient knowledge. There is a lot of knowledge in yoga, Ayurveda, and all. Some of them are pseudoscientific. Some of them are actually working. Some of them have been researched upon and have scientific basis. So you need to be sure that you're not getting scammed, right? For example, in Ayurveda, a lot of things work. A lot of things work for your physical illnesses. But when it comes to your psychiatric illnesses, Ayurveda might not be the choice for you, right? And expect patriarchy just like any other religion. Just like any other religion, Hinduism also has a lot of patriarchy. And you will find silly rules like women cannot enter certain temples, women cannot enter temples when they're menstruating, women cannot wear this, women cannot wear that. All these rules that are applied in spiritual India, especially in places which are religious, there you can't wear whatever you want and you can't even take photos in most of the temples. Okay. So beware of fake Babas. So when it comes to Babas, I have seen a lot of people getting scammed by them. So be very, very careful because 99% of the Babas in India are fake. I'm giving you a direct statement. 99% of Babas in India are fake. They are crooks. They are either pedophiles, they are either predators, or they are either after your money. And there is a new kind of Babas that are coming up. So they are not either of the, they're not any of the above, but they look like me, with long hair and with proper English and speaking spirituality, but they will want to use you for marketing or they will charge you more for child rebirth sessions and all. So go to these sessions only if you really trust the person and the process. Otherwise, ask questions, ask a lot of questions like what are the questions, what are you going to do, what is the process, ask a lot of questions and only then give any commitment, financial commitment. Okay. And when it comes to ashrams, there are a lot of ashrams in India where you can stay and learn like Shivananda Ashram, Amma Ashram, and there are a lot of meditation retreat centers like Tushita, Vipassana, etc. So there are no controversies when it comes to Tushita, Vipassana, or Buddhist retreats, but there are some controversies when it comes to Hindu ashrams. If you dig deeper, you will find a controversy in each and every ashram. For example, Shivananda was a great person. He was the main reason why you know about yoga today, but his students, they were spreading yoga everywhere, but they were also not behaving really good because one of his students, Vishnu Devananda, who established Shivananda ashrams, these ashrams are amazing. These ashrams are amazing. This is where you can get your S together. These ashrams are where you can get your S together. But if you dig deeper, there is a lot of patriarchy. There are a lot of sexual allegations, sexual harassment allegations, and you might not feel aligned morally with your values there. So if you're just going there to learn yoga and a little bit of philosophy and getting shape, then it is fine. But if you are going there to learn deep philosophy and if you're trying to learn from people who are actually practicing what they're telling you, then these ashrams might not be the right place for you because most ashrams have a controversy, either a financial controversy or a sexual harassment controversy. Those are very common, right? So there are a lot of controversies. So if you dig deeper, there is always a controversy. So try to take whatever is good for you and leave whatever is bad for you, right? And if a particular place or a particular Baba doesn't align with your values, then just don't connect with them. Just don't go forward with them. Okay. And there are a lot of foreigners also in the spiritual industry right now. Yeah, it has become an industry. And they're also doing marketing. For example, there is this one particular Israeli person who keeps marketing for this 15,000 rupees online workshops, online spiritual workshops, Vedic workshops. He will come to you, he will start giving you a pitch. It is very, very strong. He's usually found around Rishikesh, Dharamshala, and all the other touristy places where a lot of foreigners usually visit. Okay. And when it comes to the touristy India, I forgot to mention that when you go to places like Bhaktsu or Dharamkot near Dharamshala, you will find shops. All the shops have Hebrew written on them, right? That is because they want to make the Israelis feel comfortable. So they're losing their own authenticity, but they're also making it comfortable, a safe haven for Israelis to come there, right? So that is the spiritual India. So what are the fears that foreigners usually face? The fears that foreigners usually face. So will I be harassed? Will I get sick from the food? Will I get scammed? Will I be followed? Will I be judged? So these are all the fears, some of the fears that foreigners, especially women, face when they come to India. And the answer to them is yes. Yes, yes. All the questions have the same answer. It is yes. You will be harassed based on the place you choose to visit and what you are wearing, what you consider harassment and what you're wearing. For example, if you're in North India is very crowded, and you can expect people to have less personal boundaries. They will come to you, they'll ask you for selfies, they might touch you inappropriately, especially in crowded places, they might touch you inappropriately. They might ask for your number, they might ask for your Instagram, and they might even follow you. If you're a woman, they might even follow you. So you need to be very careful. You need to set your boundaries with these people. But when you come to South India, people are not so much into foreigners. They will keep an eye on you, but won't come to you and keep asking you for selfies. Even if they ask, they will be very polite. And if you decline, they will not disturb you anymore. And there are also places like Kolkata where everybody is free, nobody gives an F where who you are or where you're from. Kolkata is one of the most liberal cities of India, and it is one of the safest cities for women in India. So it depends on where you are visiting in India and what you consider harassment. So some people consider this celebrity status as a privilege, right? So you are a foreigner, you look different from the local people, and they're all curious about you. So you are getting this celebrity status where people will just come and take pictures with you. And some women on Instagram were so smart that they were charging 200 rupees per selfie. They thought that it will deter people from asking them from selfies, but instead they were actually willing to pay for the selfies. So if you want to deter people from asking you for selfies, just politely deny their request and be a little bit rough. It is okay. Just say, no, I don't want to take a selfie with you, please go away. Okay, all right. And you will get sick from the food even if you eat from the most hygienic places due to simple biology. That is something that you need to keep in your mind before coming to India. So in our gut, there is a certain kind of bacteria for each place. So if you're from US or Europe, there is a certain kind of bacteria in your gut, good bacteria. But when you come to India, there is a different kind of good bacteria that will enter your gut through the food. And that will cause you sickness because your body has to adjust to the new good bacteria. So that will cause you sickness initially for a day or two, or maybe for an afternoon, and you will have some vomitings or some diarrhea or just some simple stomach pain, and you can take some antacid or medicines for that, and it will be fine. But after that, whenever you're trying to eat somewhere, ask any middle class person whether they know any place that is hygienic, and usually the place they say is hygienic. Don't ask your taxi person or your hotel person. Ask people who are actually eating outside. Ask people who are actually living in that place, and they will let you know which place you can eat at. And usually they suggest places which are not so touristy, which are not so expensive, but are hygienic, which usually serve for local people with local cuisine. So you will get to you will get to experience authentic local cuisine also, right? Just assume that everyone in the tourism industry is trying to scam you unless you depend on reliable sources. If you're not depending upon apps, if you're not depending upon websites, for booking hotels, and for booking taxis, then people will scam you. So you need to be very, very careful about this. Or you need to find trusted sources. For example, if you book a room in a hostel, in places like Dharamshala, where there are no taxis available online, you can ask the hostel person to arrange a taxi for you, and they usually arrange a safe taxi, right? So you need to have reliable sources. You need to know who to trust and who not to trust. You need to have the judgment. Okay. And you can be followed by creeps based on where you are and what you're wearing. So if you're wearing small, short, skimpy clothes in India, especially in Delhi and Haryana and North India, basically Hindi belt states, people will follow you, and make sure that you're not leading them to the place where you're staying, and contact someone or ask a woman or an auntie for help, and they will help you. Okay. You will be judged based on how you dress. Aunties, although they are very kind, Indian aunties, they are very kind to you, but they will judge you based on your short dress. Oh my God, look at a cleavage. Oh my God, look at how short her skirt is. Oh my God, look at how sleeveless she is. They're going to judge you. But if you're interacting with young Indian women, they will not judge you. Aunties might judge you, but women will help you. If you're a woman tourist, other women will definitely help, especially women who are educated. They can speak English, and they are standing up. They face a lot of discrimination themselves every day, so they know how to handle these situations, and they will. Okay, Indian women are quite strong emotionally and sometimes physically. Yeah. So know what to wear where. So this is the thing. You should know what kind of clothes to wear at which place, because India is a huge country, and there are a lot of places which have different levels of conservativeness. So if you're in Goa, nobody cares what you're wearing or if you're wearing anything at all. So in Goa, you can wear bikinis, whereas in metro cities, you can wear dresses like this. Whereas if you're in religious places, in North India, you need to cover your head. In South India, you don't need to cover your head, but wear something conservative. All right. Next, workaway and volunteering scams. Okay, this is one of the common scams that is really not talked about that much. So there are a lot of scams on workaway when you're trying to volunteer, especially backpackers like to try volunteer. They want to live at a place and they want to learn the local culture. So if the host is asking you to pay for volunteering, then it is probably a scam. So usually what happens is there are what is supposed to happen is the host is genuine. They are going to provide you food and accommodation in exchange for some skill that you have, right? That is the proper way to do things. But sometimes what they do is they will upfront, before you come, they will upfront tell you, see, you have to pay 500 per day or 1,000 per day to stay here, and we will give you a genuine experience of rural India. That might be genuine. You need to be a little bit careful about that. But when they are being upfront about it, you can trust them a little bit. Okay. If a workaway host is ready for you, make sure what their intentions are before you visit them. If you're going to an isolated place like a rural village in Himalayas somewhere, make sure that there are already foreigners or Indian travelers volunteering there. Check the reviews on Workaway and check whether already people have been posted by that person and whether people have been scammed by that person, and make sure that if you go there, you are not held there for money, for ransom. Okay, because there will not be much of a mobile signals over there. There will not be much of a translators over there. You cannot understand the local language. So the only person you can rely upon is your host. And if your host is a scam person, scam artist, then you are effed. So you need to be very careful about this. Yet, India is safe, but not in the Western rule book way. It's safe in the human way. It is safe in a way that someone will help you at 2 a.m. kind of way. It is safe when you're never truly alone kind of way. For example, one of my friends was traveling from Dharamshala to Delhi, and her bus broke down at 2 a.m. in between Delhi and Dharamshala at a really sketchy place. So she was panicking. She contacted me. She was looking for some transport. But there was another family on the bus. They had one transport arranged and they invited her. They were like, we will drop you safely at the airport. And they dropped her safely at the airport. So unexpectedly, people will help you. So you never know who is going to harass you or who is going to help you. But you need to know how to read the body language, how to read the intentions of people. Okay. People who are trying to help you, people who are not usually in the tourist industry, they don't expect any money from you. Some people even might take offense if you offer them money. But there are some people who directly ask you for tips. Don't trust them. If they're asking you for tips directly for doing a simple favor to you, don't trust them. So make sure that their intentions are clear and make sure the people who are helping you with the right intentions and are not expecting anything because Indian hospitality is like that. We do not expect anything in return. So random strangers will often help you. Families will invite you for lunches and weddings. Most Indians are curious and hospitable. Okay, most Indians are curious and hospitable. See, this is an image I created for a foreigner having food with an Indian family. India is full of contradictions. So someone may stare at you, but then they might offer you to carry your bag. They might be thinking, should I offer help to this person? Will that person take offense? Or will that person be comfortable with it? Or will that person think that I'm a thief? So they will be making all these judgments inside while staring at you and finally come and offer you help sometimes. And sometimes they're actually a creep who is just staring at you. So be careful. Be careful about that too. So you might get overcharged by these taxi people and hotel people, but then you might get food by free food and free accommodation from strangers. You might get a lot of free things because we love foreigners, we love people who come from abroad, we love our guests. Because in India there is a philosophy that is Matu Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. That means mom is a god, dad is a god, my teacher is a god, and my guest is a god. So people treat guests as gods according to dharma. Okay. A man may follow you, but only to return your lost phone. This happens a lot too. India confuses your instincts but rewards your courage. So all your instincts are getting confused. People are not directly telling you their intentions. They are not directly expressing what they want from you. But if you are courageous and if you take a step, if you take a leap of faith, you might actually be surprised at how helpful people are and how good India is. So this is a picture of South Indian people helping a foreigner and a North Indian people taking selfie with foreigners. And these are the common scams, taxi overcharging, fake tickets, scam temples. The temples won't scam you directly, but people who are not related to the temples might scam you, telling that they will get you special darshan, that is, they will get you special entrance into the temple and all. These are all scams. Be very wary about that. And when it comes to phony goods, you're also wearing phony goods. All the clothes that we are wearing are made in Bangladesh, right beside India. So some of those products and goods will come to India and they will try to upsell them to you. Okay. So female travelers, what they should do. Yes, dress modestly in temples and rural zones. Avoid isolated night travel alone. This is not just for India, it is anywhere for the world. Use verified cabs like Uber, Ola, or autos via hotel, but don't live in fear. Aunties, guards, shopkeepers, they will look out for you. South is safer than the North. South India is way safer than the North. So if you're a beginner, if you're visiting India for the first time, start with the South India, especially start with Kerala or Pondicherry, and you will fit right in, and it will not be much of a cultural shock to you, and it will be easier for you to navigate from there. Okay, and one more thing, India does not have a gun culture, so not many people have guns in India. So one incident that happened was someone was bursting some firecrackers, and two Americans they were immediately covering themselves. They were ducking down, and all the Indians were laughing. Oh my God, no, this doesn't have. This is not the U.S. This is India. We don't have guns here. Okay, only the armed police and armed military have guns in India. Private individuals very rarely have very rarely have guns in India, and even if they do, they don't use them. Okay, so gunshots are very rare to hear. unless you're staying near a military base where they are practicing. Okay. So this is a image I created for North India and South India. This is a created image. Status of women's safety in India. So women, just like any other place in India, in the world, India is no exception. Women are not safe here either. So you need to be very careful about that. You need to take all the precautions that you take anyway. One real ground tip is you can carry pepper spray. You can carry pepper spray in India and it is completely legal. You can buy it online. You can buy it on Amazon. Once you come to India, you can buy it on Amazon. You can get it delivered to your hotel or hostel. And pepper spray is completely legal and you can use it when you feel that you are in immediate danger. Only when you're in immediate danger. Don't spray it on people like perfume. Oh no, you smell like curry. I'm gonna put some pepper on you. Don't do that. Okay. So use it only in a very dire situation where you must get out of it. Otherwise, don't use pepper spray anywhere, but carry it. You can openly carry pepper spray and you can openly, like, it can be visible and you can have a holster. It can be visible to people so they know that they have to maintain the distance. Okay. So what makes India safer than you think? Deep family systems, elders protect guests. For example, let us say that you're invited by a family to their home to stay there, to have lunch there, and the elders of the family will take care of you. They will see you as gods. I mean, like they will treat you as God. They will make sure that you're very comfortable. They'll make sure that you're fed well. They'll make sure that you are not paying for anything. And they'll also make sure that the youngsters in the family are not trying to harass you. Okay, so you can trust families. And the spiritual culture, hospitality is our dharma. As I said, Atithi Devo Bhava is our dharma. It is a tagline of India tourism. Okay, strangers who step in when systems fail. So when you're in trouble, let us say that you're trying to buy something with a shopkeeper and the shopkeeper is trying to scam you and he's arguing with you, he's raising his voice with you, he's trying to dominate you. Suddenly, some random strange Indian will step in and they will protect you. This will happen, this happens. Or you can just pull a random stranger from the street and you can just ask them, please help me, this guy is trying to scam me. And they will step in, they will help you. When the system fails, when the law fails to intervene, normal citizens will intervene, especially educated middle class Indians. They will intervene and they will help you. Okay, this happens a lot in India, especially with women travelers. People keep an eye on women travelers because they know what is there outside. They know the predators are waiting. So they know that you need to keep an eye on our guests to protect them. Okay, so foreigners are often treated with special care. I'll give you one more example. So there was this huge queue for a museum that we were about to enter. I was with my white friend, and she was so tired she didn't want to stand in the queue. So I just told her, "Why don't you try and go to the front of the queue and politely ask people whether you can buy the tickets, whether you can cut in the line?" So she went and did that, and people were happy to help her cut in the line, and she immediately got the tickets and came out. So you will have a lot of foreigner privilege. You will be treated with special care, and people will generally be accepting and they will try to accommodate you in situations where you feel uncomfortable. Okay. Real safety tips from the ground. When in trouble, find a family or a local woman to help. Cops are helpful in South India, but might take bribes in North India. In North India, cops are not that respected by people because there is a lot of wealth difference, class difference in North India. So in South India, there is a lot of educated people, and the class difference is not that much as in North India. So everything is held accountable. So police are accountable to people, so they're more responsible, they're more respected by the people, and they take action more swiftly than in the North. Whereas in the North, people have too much power and they just influence police. So police might not be as helpful in the north as in the south. Okay. Always try to use online services and websites for hotel and travel. Do not rely on agents, taxi drivers, etc. Get an Indian SIM card as soon as possible. Your auto driver, right after you get out of the airport, ask your taxi driver to get an Indian SIM card for you, and he will find you a way. You can get a SIM card either on your own name using your passport, or on the name of your taxi driver or your auto driver, who might register the SIM on their name, but they might give it to you for a certain price. Okay, so that is a very common practice, and you can once you get a SIM, you will have continuous Indian internet access. Internet is very cheap in India, and it is accessible 5G. There is 5G in India, and it is accessible everywhere. So you can easily stay connected with internet if you get an Indian SIM. Okay. Do not follow random strangers. This is for everywhere in the world. Do not follow random strangers into unknown places. Go only with trusted people. Ask directly for their ID card for precaution and take a picture of it. So in India, you can ask something called as Aadhaar card, and you can take a picture of it and you can send it to people who are keeping track of where they are. Okay. India is not easy, but it's worth it. You may cry, you may get sick, you may fall sick, you may get lost once in a while, you may feel overwhelmed, but you will also be seen, you will be held, and you will be transformed. You will realize your own privilege, you will realize the privilege of others, you will realize the injustices, you will realize the justices, you will realize how humanity is based on others keep helping each other. Humanity is based on people helping each other, and it's not through individuality, complete absolute individuality. It is through depending on other people. In India, people always depend on other people for a lot of things, right? India doesn't pamper you, it awakens you. India is not safe like a mall, but it is like your grandmother's house during a storm. It is chaotic, it is loud, it is a bit confusing, but full of protection you didn't know you had. There are protective systems in India that are not that easily visible, but they are there, they do exist. And also, it is a joke that Indians suffer from Stockholm syndrome. So white people are always given special treatment because British held us captive for so long that we fell in love with white people. Okay, conclusion. If you're open, curious, and aware, India will not harm you, it will heal you. Let's tell the world that story. Okay, let's tell the world that story. Let's tell the story of the real India. No, not just the dirty India, not just the spiritual India, but the real India, because it is a subcontinent and it has more population than most continents in the world. And it is a really amazing experience each and everywhere. And the experiences vary from place to place and from urban areas to rural areas, from tourist areas to normal areas, from tier one cities to tier two cities. All your experiences are different. All the food is different. Even for us, for South Indians, North Indian food is different. For North Indian, South Indian food is different, right? So even for us, there is a lot of cultural shock. And for us, for the entire Indian, Northeastern food is completely different. For Northeastern people, entire Indian food is completely different, right? So there is a lot of fun in India. There is a lot of things to learn in India that you can do. Thank you for listening to this. If you have any doubts, you can contact me. My name is Kashyapa Madhuri or Casper. I'm a spiritual guide, I'm a cultural interpreter, and I'm a travel fixer. So I will help you with your travels in India. I can personally travel with you, or you can hire me for a day, and I can guide you in each and every step of your travel. And my Western name is Casper. It is the Greek version of my name. So it comes from Kashmir. So Kashmir is basically Kashyapa Mira. It is named as Kashmir. It is called as Kashmir. But Kashyapa Mira was called as Casperia by the Greek people when Alexander was trying to invade India. So Casperia, Casper is Kashyap. So Kashyapa is Casper. All right, that is where my name comes from. Okay.